is not too tired losing like that. Kind of, 55 minutes in, and then just one small mistake you made, and can actually sometimes cause arguing in the team.
Yeah, I mean, based on everything we've seen and heard from RSG, playing the boot camp, everyone together, it seems like team morale and, they've got the whole, team environment really in a good place. So to me, they're not a team that's likely to get too tilted or thrown off, or, like you say, kind of team that's going to start fighting or blaming each other after a loss. It's a lot easier to resolve problems when you're in person. You have, a good management plus coach around you.
True, yeah. Very professional. The way they do organizing the team. Alright, let's see if they can get a good result on this one. Lanes looking pretty better for team RSG. But hey, still getting harassed as usual by Skip.
Yeah.
I love the hero, man, Warlock. The range, the animations are really fast, and just love harassing people. But I'm just not good at killing them.
What are these creeps doing here? Just chilling in the river? Two creep waves just meeting somewhere totally unexpected.
And when they woos.
Yep. Let's see if Enchantress goes almost to grab any creeps anytime soon. There you go, over the mid lane. Yopaj, a Void Spirit. Not maybe as famous as Ember, but he does pull it out every now and then. He's going to be the Ember. I'll bet you learn.
He pulled Ember in for the first time, but hey, he might get burned then. Okay.
Solern didn't want to try and chase him. He had the Fairy Fire. Without Fairy Fire, you could maybe chase him down with a Flame Guard, but Solern putting a lot of pressure on. Pretty even so far in terms of CS. Yopaj really needs to get his ball out. And if that Searing Change landed, it may have been close to a kill, or at least it forces Fairy Fire.
Maybe this is the reason why I can't play mid. You gotta be really brave to play in such a low HP situation. I can't. I always have my HP green, yeah.
Yeah, if it's not green, go back to Fountain.
It's green.
I'm gonna go heal. That's whenever I teach the new people, I've had friends who learn how to play Dota, they always want to go back to Fountain as soon as they, get half health. It's like, no, you're fine, just stay here, you're good. Yeah. Use your career, bring some tangos.
But sometimes you might be overload and then explode. And then when you teach new people and after they lost the first day and then they just gone. Yeah. To be careful on that, man.
Yep. And then they come back a few days later playing Meepo with 90% win rate, I'm like, oh, you're something I'm very good at Dota. What's going on?
Alright.
Yeah.
Meanwhile in the middle.
Much more even lane. I mean, we're early days. What can change? 3 minutes in, let's only see some kills. But no one's last game, minute 3. The supports of Boom were zoning out RSG, their supports at least from the lane and getting kills. So if anything, it's RSG who have an advantage. You can see 1,000 gold lead just reached. So farm-wise, they're getting a bit more out of these lanes. So.
It looks like I still enjoy this kind of Dota more, the slow pace, get the farm first until everyone's ready and go into the 5v5 fight, because from what I've seen from their matches, they're so good in the team communication and in big team fight, really on point. But last game, what happened is Boom didn't even give a chance to go for the big fight. They always keep skirmishing 1 hero, 2 heroes until they are everywhere, and their map is under control by Boom. So hopefully they can do it better this one.
Yeah, well, see what the plan's going to be. RSG, to me, they're this team that, they're not going to go out guns blazing in the lanes, but they're usually not picking these, greedy hard fires as much. Outside of the occasional maybe TB game, they like to play these more aggressive, fast-paced carries.
Alright. Yes, Spirit Sight will be super entertaining to watch.
Middle tower is under attack.
Pudge forced back, but Excellent still doing some good damage here. Accidentally drew the tower aggro, so we'll get pushed back.
Ooh.
This is where Yopaj is probably asking supports, anyone want to, go feed? Give me a bottle refill, please?
Yeah. Okay. Still on a hunt for Roger. You dive in. Better watch the barrier assault too.
And he's in troops involved early.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And keep going in for MKX. He really wants it badly. NPC still hanging around trying to stall. Somebody teleport down. It's gonna be the Void Spirit to rotate to top lane for the first time. Can they kill? They already lost their core, but they're gonna trade back. Yopar finish off MKX, and they might get through too. Ooh, Tim's barrier assault. Pull it back. That was almost a double kill.
Radiant's top tower is
He's
under
still alive and healing. No. Nobody's just out of mana.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, excellent. Take turns. Moving in.
This hero's taking a long time to bring down.
Oh, man. Oh! Did he do it?
tower is
No!
under attack.
Oh! Oh, we got the ring! That's so big! Oh!
Excellent. I don't think Gopaj will get back to his tower here, but these power runes for mid laners, like no one was fighting because the fight was already happening. The support didn't really rotate to secure the rune because they're rotating for the fight. I think Zhao Bonbon was at the bottom maybe for 6 minutes, but that was a really good sequence I think for RSG. They got the first blood, even though Ursa ends up dying. Getting the first blood up top, and you know, a Void Spirit rotation means he's not farming mid.
Oh, and that's gonna be the first kill. Yo punch down.
Yeah.
What's slashed down by Excellent too? That's big thing. And now he's going for more. Setting up the power cox, barrier assault, trying everything to stay alive from this one. Oh no, Excellent. Gonna be easy kill for him. Slide slide of mid-searing chain already.
Honestly, completely different game. This time around, it's jump on bottom in the 4th position, playing that active 4 role that we saw Tim's doing on the Mirana. They're pressuring mid now, and Enchantress coming in with the creep. Getting that, bonus power damage in, and Excellent just did a quick little TP trip home to refill his bottle, get his health and mana back, and they're ready to keep applying pressure here. RSG with a fantastic early game.
Yeah.
Little role reversal.
Yeah. Enchantress in the Southeast Asia DPC is one of the highest mid-rate hero too. Now diving in. Like top base. Late guard by Remnant. He will be back definitely. Oh, okay. This time around it might be Roger. But Roger is so hard to take it down.
Enchantress things.
Oh, come on.
So fast, and with the heals, plus Fluffy had some health from one.
True. I still remember the Enchantress.
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. That's the deepfakes.
Alright. No damage picked up by him. But 2 guys will stop by the series chains. Team setting up the power cox. Didn't seem a little bit misplaced in this game around, so he's the first one who goes down. The rest of Team RSC is still hanging around the middle. It's simulate behind the tower is still being chased anyway. Shadowbird needs to be used on to save his teammates now. Oh, Joe punch. Up here and there. Here and the Astro steps away.
Barely got out there at the end here. Excellent gonna do another little trip home, as I believe the fire remnant left behind, so he can just get right back into the lane, and it's just constant fighting over this mid-tier 1 tower. I feel like they're playing their draft and using this edge so effectively with the Willow.
On once again, but he running out of mana from Warlock, so Skate doesn't do much, just doing some normal attack. They simulate once again, and Astro steps away. Why they want this mid-tier 1 tower so bad? Oh, are there any reason behind they want this early?
It's definitely the most important tower. It just kind of opens up the map a bit. Like, it's so easy to go into the enemy jungle. It gives you just so much map control when you take the tier 1 mid especially, because you can easily access the enemy triangle, the enemy main jungle. Puts a lot of pressure onto your opponents when you can take that tier 1 mid early.
Sure. Survive again. Unbelievable. It was like he didn't even add in Peters. He went for Nature's attendant too, and also the entrance.
They're back. They're coming for this mid tier 1. These supports have just been camping mid. And I think the other big thing is they want to play around the Ember, who's just so strong right now. This time, Rogers and Colin, something got the damage. Surely this time.
Definitely going to be enough damage this time. That's everything on him. And Resonant Pulse now. Excellent, looking for revenge. Taking down that team killing spree already for Bon. Totally different game. Last one.
I think the big thing with this mid lane is Ember's just got that extra mobility compared to Void Spirit, so he's been able to control his runes better. He's just been able to be more efficient as far as, you know, we've seen twice now he TP's back to base with his remnants in lane, so he can just, you know, after fighting he just resets and he's ready to fight again.
Yeah. That feature just makes the heroes so fast scaling in the middle game and late game.
This mid lane is just constant 3v3. I'm waiting for these courses drop. Like, Mars is kind of quietly just been farming bottom. There's a potential Mars Arena, you know, come into play.
Where are you going?
Okay. Eliminate after timing was good. Dodge the bait. Alright.
More poke damage on the tower. Yeah. It's one of those things that's like just constantly, like, death by 1,000 cuts for this tower. The Enchantress is constantly getting these pokes in. One more enchanted creep may get the job done. Excelern's coming. He's going to force this. They don't care if it gets denied. It does get denied. Nicely done by Yopai. But the important thing is it goes down.
Yes! And now that goes.
He's going to solo kill. 1v2, I think.
2-7 game score, ladies and gentlemen. RSG is on their way back in the series. In the early mid-tier 1 towers, opening up so many routes. And look at that. This is the first smoke of the game by the Boom. Looks like gonna be a Void Spirit and Warlock together. Where they going? Top, isn't it?
You know, Enrage is on cooldown still for a bit longer. Used that one to get that kill before.
Oh, here we go on top lane to simulate. Pull it off that. Fatal Bond. Him, finish MKS off.
KS wasn't ready for it with the Enrage down. That's a smart move from Boom, I think. Just, you know, after the Ursa gets the kill, Enrage is down. They know there's a very small window where they can hunt him down. If they ever find him, it's going to be a guaranteed kill.
So I was like, how did Teams get the kill? He wasn't even there. Oh yeah, he shoots the rocket.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
And Rogers onto the next tower. This is, I think, where Enchantress can really shine in the current patches, when you just constantly, you know, you're great at securing your carry's lane, but then you're also really good at pressuring these early T1s with the leveled up enchant.
I think top lane something big about to happen. KS is back to the lane. Excellent. Bon is also here, but Boom Esports spreaded it out.
Decent job securing MKS a good game. The only one who's really doing well on the Boom side has been this Lifesteal, which is why I felt like, you know, this is kind of one of those games where he's chasing him down.
Dire's middle tower is
get the swashbuckle if he needs it, but yeah, this game is really on Jackie in many ways.
Yeah, the bottom lane, a big time happening. Zareen of blood and a hook shot locked down on two.
Oh, they turn it.
Double kill for Skim this one. Must be the Fatal Bond.
Yeah, they kind of forced it a bit too much. Then Lifesteal comes in with a nice infest to heal up as well. Just a bit too over aggressive. RC, considering they only had 2 heroes there diving that deep, perhaps Zhao Yu on the Mars, like, he's had a very quiet game, which often, like, as an offlaner, if you're just kind of, you know, farming too much and not getting in on the action, you see your team, you know, fighting lots mid, then your Enchantress comes bottom, takes tower. At some point, he's probably thinking, like, you know, it's 15 minutes and I haven't used Arena. So I think he just kind of forced it a bit because of how, you know, uneventful this game has been for him.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, late. Your part was brought down by Excellent and his assistant.
Yeah, that's the Zhao Bonbon Dark Willow. He's a bit of a specialist and lands the terrorize into the Bedlam there, and with the help of course, the Ember setting it up too. Very well executed.
Yeah, it feels like the heroes of Team RSG are so synced up this one to each other. But hey, can they just run away from this gang? Hook shot, area assault, it's a scratch by a Lifestealer. Oh, Lifestealer damage is just too much for Enchantress.
He's got this armlet, and unfortunately, it's not like there's this like really scary strong life. So time it's always just this hero that is hard to bring down and kill. Playing Yopaj. Not having the easiest time on this Void Spirit. It feels like every time he goes to a lane to farm or shows himself, he's being ran at, he's being constantly sleight-of-fisted. The Willow just seems to be, his job for Xiao Bonbon seems to be chase this Void Spirit around the map. He talked about part of the reason he loves playing Willow is against these Spirit heroes, and he wants to make sure that his hero is positioned on the same part of the map where Void Spirit is.
Yeah, that's true. So the presence of Xiao Bonbon is very, very crucial on this one. With all the mates and stuff to stop them. And RSG decided to attack on boombi Esports with the smoke. They cut through the other walls, and now they got the Warlock on the backline. Definitely gonna be go down Warlock right there. Rage is still there for Lifestealer if they wanna get out of the half situation here. There fight happening at the triangle. It looks like boombi Esports just not ready now. They need more items on the course.
Yeah, it feels like, especially on the Pengo, having like a Blink Dagger or something to be a bit more of an initiator. Yeah, this time it was them who had that weak off lane, like the double melee. They couldn't really play the lane. They couldn't really contest Ursa at all. And him just playing this clockwork with a clockwork plus Pengo lane has not felt all too effective. Both teams going for these Pengo off lanes with weak fours, and it feels like it's being very costly.
Alright.
Scouted at Roshan, Rocket Flare, season.
Are they gonna contest?
A little bit too far.
Great positioning, yes. The two heroes of Team boombi Esports being camped down first by RSD. They got the Aegis, they got 2 kills on the hero as well. Yopaj, I would say that this game is a little bit too passive for him.
Yeah, he just keeps getting owned by this Dark Willow plus Ember combo. They just keep 2-man killing him. There's Searing Chains into Terrorize. Every single time he tries to make a move, it feels like they're ready for him. I mean, it's hard once you get caught in a Slight plus Searing Chains. The Terrorize comes out. There's a, Bedlam gives you damage if needed. And that's now, I think, like twice in the last 3 or 4 minutes where he's just died in the exact same way. And you can't blame, he sees Roach going, he's like, oh, I gotta get over there and, do spirit things, contest it, make a play, but it just feels like a game where he doesn't have that good hero to make plays around on his team just yet.
Yeah, it feels like RSG is more chill in the game than Boom this one. Like the Roshan fight just now, it was Boom rushing in without any trying to spot where the rest of RSG is. Are they all inside the Roshan pit or somebody camp us? So yeah. They're down 2 and lost the Aegis too. That's a pretty big loss. And right now, RSG planning something up. Mars is down at the bottom lane, dealing with the NPC. Rolling Thunder, but it's about to go out. So be careful. Okay, hook shot inside. What are they gonna do? Dropping a golem and also the fatal ball here. And now get rid of Tao Yu first. The rest of RSG also being chased down. They can kill Tao on Bonfish on the teams. They gotta go, Rocha. Okay.
Not a bad fight. I mean, does cost him some big ultis. Rolling Thunder not the longest, but the Warlock ulti, great Warlock rock plus the Fatal Bonds doing some good damage there. But we can see here, like, when they fight, they have to bring this Lifestealer in. He's their strongest hero. He's had the best game. Yopaj just isn't farmed enough to do, like, damage himself as a Void Spirit. He's got the Yule, so he's a good set. He's a good control. He's hard to kill and lock down. They can't land that Searing Chains Willow combo, but they need Lifestealer to be the one to get right. Last game, Jackie had it easy. He could just AFK, farm, get carried, kind of like. I mean, it wasn't even that was getting carried because he was playing forward. It was just like he didn't have to do anything. This game, he has to do everything. This game is all up to him. So, it's kind of a nice story where he plays the same heroes 2 times in a row and has an easy game, and now he's got an incredibly hard game to win.
Yes, his teammate be like, "Hey, bro, you chip now."
Yeah.
Chip. So, definitely gonna be a hard work for him, but this is the true test. Best carries in PCC's on his age here. Man up to that. Okay, Roger.
Yeah, he's starting to. These deaths are starting to add up a little bit. Like, Yopaj can't find many kills on the map, but the one that he can keep finding is this Enchantress. And it does feel like maybe Roger is playing a little bit too aggressive on some parts of the map, or at least I just feel like with how well this game's been going. JS holds his ground, turns and fights, but
is he ready to fight toe to toe against Ursa now? Yeah, boy.
So, I mean, for now, like the halberd enables it. I think because Ursa has this, like the battle theory, like he's not actually the best 1v1 fighter right now. The odds there favoring RSG to stand into. There's a Ember kill. That could change the equation a bit.
Yes, great setup by the Jopard going in, but he has to sacrifice his life for that. Killing spree, his killing spree is gone too. Fatal Bond's already connected up, now the damage, Willow needs to go in. Look at the damage on the Fatal Bond. Oh my goodness, and Bond, Fatal Bond. Here you go, the fight is not even done just yet. All the calls are dropping one by one for RMG. 2 for 2. Guys, fight very near. Here we go with the Q crash, trying to stop that Rosa. Everything. Killing spree already for that boys. Looks like you mentioned God. This is his turn. This is his turn.
It's his turn to show up in a great fight for FBZ here. His Tango just doing a ton of great control in that fight. And once you start things off with an Ember kill, the fight just feels so nice to take. You can, you know, you're playing an Ursa, you spin a kite this here, which is where you've got the halberd, you've got, you know, things like clockwork cogs, you've got Pangolier who can disarm and just be annoying in a fight. They've got plenty of ways to kite the Ursa, so I think the Ursa really relies a lot on either the Ember being alive or Mars hitting arena spears to dish out damage. And once Ember got taken out, that fight looked really good for Boom. They're still behind, but that's kind of the, you know, small sign of maybe how things can go in these team fights if Boom execute well.
Yeah, and I see Excellent queued up some items. You think he's gonna skip Argon Scepter for the BKB first?
Definitely think, I mean, this is, you just got to go BKB, I think, in games like this. It doesn't help against the Lifestealer, but against everyone else. He had the point boost, yeah, I think he's going to look back and be like, that was a mistake. He can almost have his BKB completed. Oh, they caught him. Looks like Samar.
Inside Arena of Blood, he's trying so hard to stall and waiting for his teammates. Now moving in for MKX on the BKB as well. A double kill on Skim and Pins. He's on the run, he's trying to chase all the cores. The Sigma M's gonna come out. And right there, it's time to fight toe to toe, pound to pound. Dropping some golem, and here we go with the Fatal Bond. This is dangerous situation. It turns from bad to good for Boom. They're just gonna chase for now. The race of Team RSG, what they're gonna do? Make a decision. Okay, Ember's sprint dropping quite low. The Ember's feeling fire remnant. He isn't there. Can he get away from there? Yes, he can. Fatal Bond is still on. Keep that in mind, but hey, the fight stalled too long for Team Boom. They're running out of mana, they're running out of HP, and the first one to go down after this long fight is FBC. Oh my.
Jackie's finally down. Ursa finally managed to chew his way through the Lifestealer. All these pesky halberds usage getting constantly thrown out at him, but eventually just enough stacks and Fury's Lifesteal enough, and
Radiant's middle tower.
Jackie just couldn't do. I mean, he honestly played that fight so well, but I think finally we saw what RSG can do. Just, you know, they themselves have to kite and play around the Lifestealer Rage, especially. And they just did a great job of it, just out-sustaining and utilizing that Ursa BKB to great effect. He was just able to kind of frontline go in, allow Exolern to just have a really good team fight by soaking up all the attention on himself. But we can see the
BKB, yes, for that. Oh no! Your patch! Boy, he's killing the Ursa Warrior there. No, he was down. Oh man, look at that. MK swiped him like an iPhone. But he also gets wiped down as well. That boy moving into the speed. Here we go with another purple maze. Rolling thunder, setting up some tempo for the Lifestealer. Now he's coming out. And they fight now. Peter started to doing a well damage on the heroes. And you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to take that Rosa. Man. And I think the main problem of Boom right now is the Jopard need to step up to be another damage dealer. Life dealer alone, you see how unfortunate it is. He has to move in and try to just get an attack on anyone.
Yeah, at least like historically, Lifestealer carry, you don't want to play this carry without any other heroes that scale well in your team. And Void Spirit kind of can scale, but when you're behind and playing against these heroes, he's going full utility. Like Yule's, Ag Scepter, like I don't see this Void Spirit really dishing out tons of single target damage to really threaten kills, but he's going to have a lot of disable and lockdown. Probably BKBs are going to be a really good answer for this one.
Alright. Killer, Jet Boys. More like hey, hi. I ran away at the bottom lane. Oh, the big fight happening at the bottom. Looks like your punch. Oh, then this one is going to be hard to move. I think they might have to retreat.
Got the support kill. No rage here. Without the,
you've got a golem.
I think the arena was used to kill the Void Spirit is my guess, so they want to fight with no arena.
That's not good. Got to do the golem on himself in order to release the ultimate. They were forced to just retreat it. I think the rest of the team will need to fall back inside the base, yeah?
Tim's, get me out. Nice. Give me a target to hook to and RSG capitalize. Yeah, there's just been so much control for Yopaj. He's kind of being picked off every, to start all these fights, whether it's the Mars, the Ember Searing Chains, the Terrorize. Doublebot did have to throw away his life to get the kill, but that's your Chilvis support. You're playing fourth position. If you have to die to kill the enemy mid, well worth it.
Yes. And that is the escape item build of the Yopaj too, still getting picked off.
Yeah.
Tricky, like you say, I think the BKB is the best answer to that. Might have to skip the kill of the other item. But we'll see. Alright, looks like Boom looking to attack in the direct XP with a hook shot lane. Piece of damage. First one falls, it's out on the rest. The rest of the players of RSG is hanging around the Radiant NC. They might meet at a river at the middle of the map. Yeah, I think both sides are trying to secure the visions around the Rochan area.
Oh, Boom, are they going to go for this one? That'd be very risky. I think they need to clear out their jungle. RSG is in the neighborhood. Still 20 seconds without Jabonbon's Dark Willow. He's a pretty key part of the teamfight for RSG. I like that he's becoming like the #1 target. I think he's actually the biggest problem for heroes like Void Spirit. You kill this Willow and Void Spirit, it gets so much easier teamfight.
All the maze, all the lockdowns, and also the terrorize. Okay. Grouping up first. 5 to a slow. Right in the middle. I think they want to attack, but who are they going to send in first? Mars?
Yeah, I think Mars, maybe Willow with the Yule Scepter, but who are they going to find here? Easy would be a nice find if they can get him before he blinks.
Oh. Not so close. 17 to 23 game score, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to hit the half an hour game. I think this one could be long one. Alright. They need the Bronco Max, and here we go, the Rolling Thunder into the middle. Look who aiming. Oh, okay, Life Dealer. Release the Life Dealer comes out. And first one for is Scams. Here we go with the Rolling Thunder. The Simulator added up more damage, and they've got a pretty good spot for Team Boom. They fight at the spam, and they've got the high ground and sees everything. Even Excellent falls on that. Such a bad location to fight for Team RSG. Roger falls, and that's what they are waiting for Team Boom Esports. They're going to take down the midfield tower and get the Aegis at the additional price.
Yeah. They lost their Warlock. The Warlock will even have his ultimate when he respawns there. They kind of got faded, I think, with the Pango, thinking maybe the Terrorizer is going to hit the Pango, but Pango utilizing the shard to just help keep himself alive with the roll-up.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big part of it. Like, the Willow thinks, you've maybe caught somebody, but with the shard, you can always get that little bit of magic immunity to allow you, basically he dodged Terrorize. That was the big part of that fight.
Roll up. Oh, my. Wow. that's going to be a big turnaround in this game, and I think that the draft will swing back toward Boom from now, and that will surely give them confidence into their heroes lineup. I believe that in the early game there might be some doubt in the mind that hey, if our lineup not match with RSG, why the early game is so hard for us? Yeah, I think they got a lot of confidence on that, and the Void Spirit started to add some damage to the fight now. And we don't want to go for one more. We're ready. RSG got all the ultimates open up. Defeated from the lower ground, now chasing for that team. He used a hook shot on his teammate and going in. That's not a good fight once again for RSG. It's just like they get invaded. And a perfect timing, moving in with a rolling thunder. They see me rolling. They head in. Okay, that boys. Right on that rotor too. Killing spree, that boys.
So Tim's, when he can get items and make plays, is always a treat to watch. He's, you know, a tiny bit out of position, but because he's got these items, he can kind of bait them in and sets everything up for FBZ to get the counter initiation, killing the Mars and chasing down the Enchantress. Light's still getting to play with the spider legs now. Is an amazing helpful line to have. Like that just helps him not get kited, as we've seen so many of these fights that have felt really rough for him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Here we go, another big smoke with the light dealer carrying an agent. And that's a key. And Talbot Boy, heroes and team are being brought down. So I think they might grasp this opportunity to just pressure the mid tier to power or even high ground on top. And the bottom lane, that high ground being pressured by Excellent too.
This Ember though, so he's gonna shrug it off.
Hit it down, light dealer holding on an Aegis, waiting for his support to just come in.
Yeah. Forts was a bit far away, but I think with the Aegis and, you know, being a life stealer, he wasn't really ever in too much danger there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I hate playing against Ember Spirits in late game because he was everywhere with the Fire Remnant, high mobility, and the creep wave management are just too good.
Once he gets this accepted, then you've got even more remnants to worry about. Okay,
with the benefit of having edges, take down all the towers you want. Now move to the bottom lane, but Ember will be there first to push the creep wave towards phase.
You know, it's just an Ember, so that's why last time when this was happening, they kind of just ignored him and forced the high ground because, well, like an Ember alone is going to destroy your base, but they're not playing this pick off if possible.
Oh, Searing Chains, Fire Remnant away.
Nullifier complete for Lifestealer. Dangerous side, that's going to give him a lot more kill threat this game.
Plus 80 damage. Notify this skill to target and apply the debuff for 5 seconds. 1.5 minutes to go for the Aegis of Deck Boys. So let's see what is that next objective. I think it's going to be the two bottom towers.
I don't think going high ground's really an option. You know, it's risky. You're better off just, you know, you've just got your way back into this game in terms of the overall goal. I think Boom are going to be feeling like they're ahead, if anything. They don't see the numbers that we see. They probably think, you know, they know momentum is in their favor. They've taken the Roshan, they've won the last couple of team fights. So
actually went from a 10k down to 1k. Good job on Boom, holding on to the game.
They're favored now. The win probability was 67% for them, so they were definitely pretty big underdogs early. We saw the 188 bet odds, and RSG were heavily favored to win this game at like 15 minutes in with the lead they had, and Boom have just found some great team fights and executed and played this really good kind of baiting style of Dota. I feel like that's how they've set up all these fights, is just with like someone like Tim's looking at a position and either starting the fight or pulling in RSC to a fight that they don't want to take.
True. Yeah, Tim's scaling his items real good as well. More staff, arcanes, vexels, and on to more armor. 3 24 game scores. There goes the Aegis. I think they might have to do something, maybe try a
Yeah, I wonder if either...
playing it attack.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right, even without an Aegis, Boom still want to... I guess they want to use the smoke to maybe get that kind of advantage. It's stay time. They're hoping maybe still find a way to get a sneak and jump on their opponents.
Triangle is going to be sure. Now they may understand. They aim to deal with 2 balls. And roll the ball into the storm. There's no more impedance and all the creeps. Alright.
Great use of the halberd, disarming the Sursa, but instantly RSG going to re-smoke and try and find a way to get initiation. Problem is they're on the low ground, so with Boom's current positioning, it's so hard to use the smoke. Rocket Flare scouts him out though.
Great shot. Here we go with the
Great
steal, but he
reaction.
missed it because of the range reaction. Inhuman reaction from the Life Stealer. Alright, all the ultimates they have for RSG if they want to commit the fight, but looks like they're gonna retreat.
Dyer's
Make it
bottom
safe at the
tower
high
is
ground.
under attack.
Gonna give this one up. Even just a 5-position Enchantress, it's more the vision and positioning where Boom camping that high ground with a ward. They're always gonna be able to get the jump on the key targets they want, and playing with a Pangolier, if you can see your enemy and they can't see you, it feels so nice to be able to always roll in thunder, blink in, and chain stun somebody to death.
Dyer's bottom tower has fallen.
It's time to go up, ladies and gentlemen. Knocking on the RSG door for the first time in this game. Death Boys is in front. The second layer gonna be FBC. He's ready to just dump in Rolling Thunder in order to save the cores and setting up some kills. Power about to go down. They're gonna do something. The rage. Once again, the Dawn here. Spears of Mars. Going in, dissimulate. The second row goes in and now he come out immediately. Seems like they are happy with the tower damage.
Such a tough defense. Like, they keep trying to get this Blink Spear onto a Life Stealer who, you know, Jackie has been on point with his rages, either pre-casting it, knowing that Mars is going in, or just reacting. We've seen both, and Jackie has been on point as far as, like, he gets speared in, he might not die. Oh, and that's on.
Here we go with the Rolling Thunder. Not a good location to gain for Team RSG to fight here. Need to turn on the BKB. Chow Yu. And he's setting up the arena of blood properly. Now drop the golem first, and the Rolling Thunder, all the big spells starting to come out. Life Stealer also come out and release the Life Stealer. Oh my, arena of blood actually kill pins inside. It's 2 down for Team Boom Esports. Looks to be a great trade for Team RSG. Skim down. Huh?
Oh. Yeah, Ursa just humming alive with a completed MKB, able to keep some of these heroes alive, and Ember just constant slight spam, searing chains, combo after combo, and they kind of just got a better jump for once there. It's a fight that I felt like Boom weren't ready for in many ways, even though they were the ones who've been looking for a fight for quite some time. MKS now 25 on Ursa. He's an absolute beast. We're going to really see this Life Stealer versus Ursa matchup tested. It's definitely not one that Life Stealers generally feel great about.
Radiant's middle tower is
Got the
under
evasion
attack.
talent, which is a big part of why Ursa's going for this MKB, but you just can't rely on the evasion from both your talent and the halberd anymore as much when Ursa's itemized this way.
But the power of Enchantress in the team fight are drying out a bit, because even though they lost the Enchantress first in the fight for RSG, they still managed to pull out and win. Eventually.
Enchantress is trying to, like, you know, be a semi-core, even though it's 5 Enchantress, but she's got some kind of more core type items with the Hurricane Pipe and stuff. There's not really any other way to itemize, like, there's no, like, utility items that feel great, or backhand form Enchantress.
Yes, the big one now. For fighting Rolling Thunder, he needs to clear all the back line. And the stuns on the Chow Yu, he's taken down. Next one gonna be Rotor. They lost 2. This is what a big fight is right just now. And then coming in too deep, a little bit too careless. And yeah, was countered back with 2 kills.
Yeah, Tim's an FBZ just doing a perfect job chain stunning heroes. Like, this Mars is thinking he's got the safety and protection of a BKB, but we've seen a few fights now where he gets spawned on by Rolling Thunder, there's a hook shot or some other follow-up stuns, and can just be enough. And winning that fight at the perfect time to maybe go for Roshan here. They want more. Have an idea of maybe where Ursa is here, but well, they also want to take away the outpost before going Roche, because now if these heroes buy back, they can't keep in the road.
Alright, let's see if it's gonna be worth buyback or not. Currently a rolling thunder, and the only one stuck inside Arena of Blood seems to be his Clockwork. He's setting up the Power Cox and running away. And here we go, it's time for the Voice Spirit. Goes in with the beast down and almost got 2 kills. And look at that, MKS about to go down. He man fighting on the other killer, but he knows that he can't. Voice Spirit dancing in the Voice Spirit song. Man, he's here, that joins some footwork steps. Roger gonna be the next one. He was targeted by that boys. FBC with now rolling thunder quick on the back line. Looking very good. The Simulate comes out. Xiaobon stays inside the green line. No Enchantress. And now Xiao Yu. Xiao Yu running out buyback too, and there goes Xiao Yu. 100 seconds. Perfect opportunity to take down the edges and goes up to the high ground.
That's so huge. You win the fight, they fight back. Usually it's like you take this fight around the Roshan, particularly when they have to control their output. They use 4 buybacks. You don't buy back to, you know, go even on a fight. You're buying back to try and turn the fight, win it, and then get Roshan for yourselves. But Boom were just so good at not losing the key heroes, disengaging, then re-engaging, playing around these cooldowns so well. And again, it's the teamfight control that heroes like Clockwork and Penga bring to the table. They're able just to always have that threat of a chain stun on heroes that, you know, are in RSG. You go to BKB, you can't always entirely rely on it.
And I think right now the main problem of Team RSG is Yopaj. I mean, he might seem powerless in the early game, but right now, the way that he dances in and dances out of the team fight is just causing too many problems. They have too many things, too many skills to be aware of for Team RSG. All the Dissimulate are starting to get hurt.
They're going to start threatening this high ground now with the Siege Wagon. It's go time for Boom. They've managed to well and truly turn this one around into their favor now. No buyback on either of those 2 heroes. Something Boom are fully aware of. Those buybacks were just used in the last fight. They can see it in the kill log. If they push enter, and they are just going to get a Rax for free in mid and potentially even get some good work done up top with the double Siege Wagon. This may lead to a 2-4 lane.
What a swing, man. What a swing. From 10k ahead to down 17k for Team ISP. Okay, they're still trying on. Setting up the problem is they might have a kick in mind though, but the other team got 18-17, so being careful. Here we go, slide of fix, rolling thunder. Ursa Warrior setting up the kill, and also the hook shots in, lock everyone down in the power cost. Ursa Warrior gone with no buyback for 2 minutes. Or are we reaching to the end of the series? Are we?
Dyer's top barracks.
Yeah. Without Ursa, it's a great spear into the throne.
Okay, to the throne and now to the tier 4 towers. He will be back for the second life.
Slurn needs to get out here.
Oh, he lives.
Oh no, he doesn't live. Oh, his remnant was, they were waiting for him.
Oh, once you touch down, yeah, he gone. 2 minutes as well. Man, this simulator also gonna hurt like hell. Oh my, everyone in Team IDC being pushed back to the fountain. Looks like Boom Esports is looking to secure this game and also this series, this match. One of the most important match in the DPCC, ended with Boom Esports victory 2-0 against RSG.
Oh, RSG, you know, they were getting so close to the major, that 4-1 record, and, you know, I think Boom showed up knowing that, you know, these